Time now for the bottom line. Former Public Enterprises Minister Lynne has confirmed that the Eskom board did not follow proper procedures when appointing Brian Molefe. Brown said she takes blame for approving Molefe's permanent appointment as Eskom CEO without a competitive process. She was testifying at the Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture.
Brown has conceded that Brian Molefe was appointed to the position of Eskom CEO without following a competitive process. Previous witnesses have testified that Molefe's appointment was predicted by the Gupta family and their associates. Molefe joined Eskom following the suspension of 4 executives and was later joined by then Transnet CFO Anoj Singh, who was also appointed unlawfully.
To the extent that Ms. Seleka may have got the right clause of the MOI, I guess that if the appointment was in breach of the MOI, that would be unlawful, Ms. Brown, would it not?
But there's a part that's why I need to read the MOI and not commit myself at this stage.
Brown has denied knowing that the then DG Richard Seleka's CV and other board members came from a third-party email address. It's alleged a third-party email address linked to Gupta business associate Salim Issa was used to interfere in the appointment of boards of state-owned enterprises. However, Brown has denied the alleged interference.
Insofar as Ms. Davids would have said to you the CV came from the chairperson of Transnet, can you recall who was the chairperson of Transnet at the time?
I said Ms. Mabaso.
Did you confirm with her that she sent that CV to her? No.
I didn't at all because Chair, Mr. Advocate Seleka,
yes.
The point is those CVs had to go through a process.
Brown has concluded her Eskom-related testimony before the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. Balentle Mthethwa, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The prospects for commercial property appear to be gaining momentum. That's according to the Fnb Broker survey, which revealed an increase in the retail property market activity for the past 3 months. But the larger super-regional malls are still bearing the brunt of the lockdown, with shoppers preferring to buy mostly necessities at convenience stores.
The retail sector in South Africa's major cities was severely affected by the COVID-19 lockdown. Sales in large regional malls declined by 10.4% due to the lockdown, but the spend in convenience centers grew by 6.7%. This as the large super-regional malls appeared to lose their appeal even for basic essentials. The survey has pointed to an oversupply of retail property, and the last 2 quarterly surveys have shown a slowdown in the rising vacancy rate trend in the retail property sector. The survey also points to a steady improvement in retail property tenants from a weak 40% of tenants back in May last year. But analysts say that they do not see the gross domestic product levels getting back to pre-COVID-19 levels until around 2023. Household disposable income growth is also expected to remain under pressure, with consumers spending their money mainly on essentials and leisure and entertainment spend still on the back burner. Naledi Matlapeng, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Another Northwest Department is reported to have failed to spend its allocated grant by National Treasury and as such was requested to take back the money. The Provincial Human Settlements Department has lost 100 million rand allocated for housing in the 2019-2020 financial year. The money has been reallocated to other provinces. This comes against the backdrop of a huge housing backlog in the province. Beneficiaries for houses believe failure by government to provide them with houses infringes on their rights to proper housing as enshrined in the Bill of Rights. Patrick Dintwa and video journalist Mzwakhe Shabalala compiled this report.
Provincial Treasury has confirmed that it is not for the first time the department failed to spend its allocated grants. This apparently has happened for 3 consecutive years. The trend of not spending national treasury allocation was also experienced in the provincial education department, where over 220 million rand for infrastructure grants was lost. In the human settlements department, the loss is attributed to incapacity within the department.
The Department of Human Settlement National has already reported the non-expenditure or non-performance of human settlement in terms of their HSDG grant. As a result of that, we have to take back the money back to national. I think in human settlement it has been historic from in the previous years. I mean, if you look at from 2016, 17, we've been returning money actually around your Department of Human Settlement. So there are those challenges of capacity.
Housing beneficiaries are the main victims. This 47-year-old mother of 7 at Ottoshoop, just outside Mahikeng, stays in a 2-room shack with her family. She applied for an RDP house 5 years ago.
Ke na le bana ba bantsi ene monna ka ha bereke le nna ke bereke re bereka go ithusela ka tšhelete ga re ka skropo and then re ithusela ka tšhelete ya bana ba rona ya di grants. Re pitlagane thata hela mo le gore a khona ga le gore ka pitlagana robala ha bana ba robala. Ya nne re kopa puso ela gore lone itse boge re thuse. Re la thata ra so tlhega matlo a rona mannyane. Re batla di RDP.
The Provincial Department of Human Settlements has acknowledged the loss of money meant for housing and bulk infrastructure.
On a very serious note, we have lost because that money meant for both service and the top structures. So we have lost money for RDP, we have lost money for bulk infrastructure.
MEC Twaile says, in an attempt to redress the problem, all the responsibilities of the head of human settlements have been transferred to the head of the department. Patrick Dintwa, SABC News, Mahikeng.